The story takes place at a society party on Long Island just before the collapse of the stock market in the 1920s. And the party is thrown in honor of Captain T. Spaulding, the great African explorer, who is played by Groucho Marx. And the three Marx brothers arrive at the party and create chaos at every level. There's two sets of love interests. There's a whole variety of subplots. But the main thing is just the Marx brothers' attack on Hampton society. Well, I think that I think that one of the things that's so interesting about Groucho's persona is that he always is treated as high status, even though he behaves in no way that is actually indicative of a high status person. And I think part of what's fun about that song is the implication that he is somebody who deserves to be exalted, in contrast with the person who actually comes into the room and engages the people who are singing it to him. Well, the first thing that got me excited is that I've always been a big fan of the Marx Brothers and of classic comedy, and I've watched it since I was a kid. But I think, for me as a director, I'm a big fan of virtuosic performance. I like watching actors do what they do, and this material, it's a full musical, much more so than the movie. So to get to watch actors sing and dance and do these comedy routines is, I think, really exciting and fun and dynamic and theatrical. The play is quite different than the movie. The play came first. They did it on Broadway before they made it into a movie, and I think before they even started making movies at all. And the story is quite different. It follows the same trajectory, maybe 2/3 of the way through, and then the entire final act is completely different. So there'll be a lot that's new even to people who are very familiar. But a lot of the routines, the things that people love, will be there and will be recognizable, but hopefully will also feel new and fresh. The Marx Brothers unleash a relentless attack on societal norms and rules. And that gives the comedy a danger and a spontaneity that even if you've watched it 100 times, even if you know what every line is, it still feels fresh and unexpected and unpredictable. There are no rules to their comedy. And yet there's those classic comic rhythms that they have down so effortlessly and so precisely, and that they have just complete mastery over. And I think that combination of craft and furor is part of what makes it so much fun. The play is an extraordinary antidote to the times we live in, and it's interesting because it was a play. It's a play about the pre-Depression era. It takes place on Long Island in the 20s, but it was performed in 1933. So it's a post-Depression look at a pre-Depression world. And so in a lot of ways, while we won't be drawing direct connections between our world and that world, there's a lot in common, unfortunately, with the world we live in now. But I think what audiences will really get out of it is the sense of fun, theatricality that the piece will have. It's great family material. Bring your kids, come, bring the whole family. It's going to be a really good time.